Holly Bellabono. My book, Once Upon a Place, is a guide for writers, whether you're a novelist, a playwright, or screenwriter. This work will help you envision places, a sense of setting for your characters, especially in quests and epic stories. So, we've been talking about descent and resurrection. In the last video, we touched on the cavern, which is one of the five locations that I identify in the book as being the primary setting where a character faces their challenges and their obstacles so that they can rise up again and succeed. They can find their purpose. They can become a better person. They can answer their questions. This one, we're going to talk about the deep. So, the deep is the ocean, the sea, it's water. There are stories, many fantastic modern day films, as well as very ancient stories, that involve a person going down under the water, under the ocean, or to the very bottom of the ocean, in order to face their obstacles and to learn about themselves and grow. There are two locations, actually, out of the five that are based on water. There's the deep, and there's also the vessel, which we'll get to next. The deep is mysterious partly because it's the abyss. In very ancient literature, Tiamat was described as the abyss, as chaos. She was literally the ocean. And a lot of ancient origin stories involve water, that all there was water until there was form. Um, but we don't want to get ahead of ourselves right now. The ocean is expansive, it's limitless, it's boundaryless. Um, so if you're working with a character who needs boundaries, who needs guidance, who needs a rule book or a guidebook to go by, putting them out in the deep sets them adrift where they don't know what they're doing. They really have some serious obstacles to face, interior character obstacles for the most part, emotional challenges, because they can't see the other side. You can't feel the bottom. The ocean is so vast, it's so big that your character feels um, out of their depth to be silly about it. So going into this location, there's danger, there's inconsistency, there's a lack of guideposts, signposts, if you will. There's no boundary, there's no bottom, there's no edges. You could call it liminal. Putting your character into the deep, it's dark, it's unknown, it's otherworldly, very much like the cavern. It's going down. There's this sense of descent. Um, and you can also either imbue it with a sense of calm, the calm sea where it's the void, there's nothingness, or it's violent and it's chaotic and it's churning. Beowulf was a good story that uses both of these images, where the sea is at one point very calm and placid and classy, or it's chaotic and it's churning and the waters are violent and frightening. The earliest story that I'm aware of that we have involving the deep is Gilgamesh, and it involved him going out across the surface in a boat, but then diving willingly, voluntarily down to the bottom, seeking the plant of everlasting life. It's a great story. There are a lot of ways also to use the top, the surface of the deep, as a mirror. You can use it as a place of the journey, traveling across the surface because you still have the horizon. You can't see the edges. But literally going down into the water is often a trick that authors and writers use to indicate the seriousness of this person's quest. Ultimately, what you get out of this, so in the cavern, you answered questions. Very much the same in the abyss, the deep, is enlightenment. So, Gilgamesh, for instance, he didn't get immortality. He ended up failing in that regard. He was seeking a way to live forever and he did not get it. But what he did get was understanding, enlightenment, awareness of his mortality. So this is a really good tool to use in the writer's toolbox for putting your character into a situation where they really have to face themselves. They have to go inward. And they can either do it in a way that's calm or that's chaotic, whatever works for your story. So this was one of the water locations. The next one is the vessel.